Greetings. Another day, another records unboxing. This big boy is from HMV Japan, who I haven't purchased from for a while. That's because last time I bought from them, I ordered some new records. It took ages. There was a bit of a fluff around. Um, yeah, and then the postage price changed, blah, blah, blah. Now, the thing also with the HMV Japan is they don't allow you to buy used records with new records, which is a little bit annoying when, you do the bundling thing and you want to get the best value. This time I bought just all used records, took advantage of that, got me some really good bargains in here, but as I just showed, yeah, this is not filling me with much confidence. This bust up, bit of, dingers here. I think the back is fine here, but yeah, that's a bit of a concern. However, it does look like an oversized box, so I'm gonna, be confident uh, and withhold any, disbelief that this stuff got damaged after paying a fair bit for postage. Um, it'll be all right. So let's crack on in. So I've pre-cut just to speed this up because it is a big box, meaning it'll take a while to do some unpacking. Just try to get this open without it falling off. But also, I don't want to get spoiled, so I'm just going to lift the camera. We should be all right at the moment. So this will be the invoice. Just don't want to do spoilers because it might show some titles on there. Here, again, without giving spoilers, let's see. Yes, I'm feeling it's in one big bundle there. So that's going to take a bit to undo. I want to lift that off because, again, spoiler sake. So I may even have to take this box off. It's just too big. Yeah, so I'll get it in a better position. To be able to get into this one and see all the goodies inside. Well, alrighty. So, really excited to get into this one. I must admit, I've got a feeling this is like one of the best overall hauls I've ever gotten. I mean, I've gotten some really good hauls before, but this is such a big run, and I've got really consistent records in here. And the conditions too are fantastic. So, without further ado, let's crack in because this is going to be a marathon. So, thanks for sticking with me. And first up, this album I've been after for a little while. I've purposely not streamed it, but I'm going off of again what you'd say is Reputation. It is early in this artist's career as a solo artist, or mostly solo artist in a way, guitarist. I believe this comes from about 1970, although it might have been recorded 69. And I got a nice copy, and I don't think it was too expensive either, which was fantastic. And that is a Larry Coryell with a Coryell, with an almost very hippy dippy sort of cover in a way. It is very much of the late 60s. As I said, I think it's about that or at least 1970. On Vanguard Apostolic. Anyway, so it looks really nice and crispy on the front, doesn't it? Super cool. I'd say that's Julie Coryell there, his wifey. Let's have a crack at a look on the back. See here, it is a Japanese copy. So I'm not sure it's going to be date marked the same issue year as the US version, but we'll see what happens here. Now let's have a crack and look down here. Yeah, pretty nice condition there too. It's only a little bit of sort of slightest aging there, so that's it's aged well. Oh, it's what's that? 7 songs there. So we've got a couple of stretched out ones there. The Jam with Albert. That looks pretty stretched out. Yeah, this will be interesting. As I said, I've not streamed this at all. Now, just when you thought, this might be some slouchy sort of record. No, look at that. We have Mr. Bernard Purdy, Pretty Purdy, on drums. Albert Stinson, I've only seen a few times. I suppose that's why it's the jam with Albert then. But we've also got, look, Mr. Carter, Ron Carter. Not Mr. Cotter. Not Mr. Carter, it's Mr. Carter. And then we've also got Chuck Rainey. Damn. As well, who's fantastic. Then we've got Mike Mandel. So that's really interesting, who I'm sure is it teams up with Coriel later on in the 11th house. Mr. Mike Mandel. Played some organ and piano, so pre-synth stuff. And Jim Pepper flute. I'm not sure who Jim Pepper is, to be honest. Don't think any relation to Art Pepper, maybe. I don't know. And we do have some characters down there. It gets a bit fuzzy, but we do have a 1970 copyright mark there. So yeah, it could be for that. Yeah, so look, not exactly sure what we're going to hear here. I don't mind if it's got a little bit of rocky influence in the jazz. At this time, I'm not sure. But dang, it looks like a really nice copy of this. Now, going to my notes, this might... Look, I've got a lot of records on this list to scour through to be able to find each artist and the pricings. So I might have to do, during this video, some clever editing just to make sure I can speed things up. Oh, by the way, post for each item, I believe, was $3.46 per single LP. I didn't buy any CDs with this one. They were meant to send me another LP that I ordered, just get the cost down a bit more, but it was out of stock or missing or whatever, which is really unfortunate because I really wanted that LP. So that might have just bumped the postage up per each item. But hey, that's still quite, still very reasonable. $3.46 post per single LP. To keep that in mind. So, yeah, this one was 1,100 yen. A paltry, I should say, 1,100 yen. So, at the time of conversion to Aussie dollary dues, we got in with $9.68 plus post. So it was like $13.14 for something in that really good condition. Yeah, I'll go with that any day. So yeah, thanks, family Coriel. I'm assuming that's their family. They didn't just I don't know, borrow someone's kids. That would be a little bit weird with a capital we. Anyway, next up. Well, alrighty. So this next one, great band. Always on the lookout for some of their stuff. And this one's from about 66, maybe. Possibly even a bit later. But around that time. Again, very underrated band. And I got a really good price of this one. Yeah, the copy is pretty good too. I think, it's like Neiman on the vinyl. And, yeah, nice to knock this one off the list at such a great price. Jazz Crusaders. Stretching Out on Pacific Jazz. So yeah, I'm just trying to remember the year for this one. 67 maybe, I think again. Now this one has got one of the price little taggy things on, which is nice. So we have the Kraken price of 880 yen. But you'll see here we've got this little 800 there because of the 10% off. Because a lot of them because I bundled, and you got bundled certain amount, you got a reduced pricing. So that was the actual price was even less at 800 yen, which made the whole thing. And you'll see the excellent maintenance, excellent. So the first one on this, it's reverse to most people. The covers first, then the media, or the vinyl second. But yeah, this one, so it cost like $7.04 plus the postings. It's like $10.50 Australian. $10.50. So what? So good. Now I believe this LP is a little bit more of a big band affair. They rarely did that. Now I'm not usually a fan of like bigger bands, but I'm sure these guys will shine. The individuals will shine above the sort of bigger backing. And I think they'll try something different. There was a bit of that at the time, and interesting thing too, if I remember, I think. Oh no, is this the one? Oh, I might be wrong. No, here we go. We got this time we got Monk Montgomery on bass. We also got a Joe Pass on guitar. Yeah. So that's interesting. That's probably the stretching it out. I might be getting this one mixed up with another one where they had big band on. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Anyway, there's a Wilton Felder, Wayne Henderson, OG, and a Joe Sample one. So we've got a couple, two Joe Sample ones. So we've got a couple of OGs by the guys, and a couple of other people's stuff on there. Wes Montgomery as well. So just trying to see around of this much else. Got some nice liner notes. Festival album, that was mid-60s, I'm pretty sure. Freedom sounds like one of their earliest or first one. Yeah, so anyway, some Jazz Crusaders. Relatively inexpensive. And a nice copy. Ye to the ha. Alright. Next one up. Yeah. Now this one is I believe my first LP from this band. Look, they're a little bit obscure now, to be honest. This band, they're more of a sort of say funk sort of outfit, I suppose. And we are very much at the moment in the early 80s with this album. They did, I think, release their first one maybe 79, so pretty late in the 70s piece, trailing a lot of, the other Trailblazers, because there is a little bit of, you can tell some P-Funk kind of influence here, and we get 1981, so we're getting the production quite schmicked up and tightened up and stuff. But I thought I'd give it a go. Did have to pay a bit more, and this band, as I said, when I see them, their stuff is quite expensive. So it's just probably another reason why I've never bought them. Plus, they've never been too high. But I'm going to give them a crack, and that is a band called a General Kane. Now, it says General Kane 2, because I think they might have changed some personnel by this time. But, I think if you see the listings of them, it's still just listed as General Kane. I think they just want you to know, hey, it's a newer version or whatever. Get Down Attack. Whoa. Yeah, here's the Get Down Attack. Pretty sure this is like 1981. What label is it on? I think it's on an obscure sort of label. Is this a Groove Time? I don't know if that's the label, just maybe their thing. But anyway, we'll find. Oh no, it is their label. As we can see down there, Groove Time Records. See, a bit obscure. That's California. There we go. So I don't know if these guys, well, I'd say they're probably from California then, if their management's from there. Yep, 1981. Now, what have we got here? What's that, 10 songs? And yeah, there's a sort of some P-Funk kind of influence in here, which is good to know. You know, some of these bands in the early 80s, they get a bit electrified, you know, to me sometimes lose the soul a bit. And, but I think there's still enough goodness in here because you'll see when we look in here, there's a lot of actual live instruments being played. They did go for a couple more albums, I'm pretty sure, and that's probably where I'd say things slick up even more. Yeah. And I believe the Mitch McDowell guy you see there on lead vocals, it was the main driver of this band, I'm pretty sure. Which is probably why he got his name at the top. Lots of background singers. I suppose they're going to be backgrounds anyway. With punctuation error. Oh, apostrophe. Should be an apostrophe there, people. Yeah. So yeah, all songs written and arranged by Mitch McDowell, except for blah blah blah. Yeah. So look, this is a slight gamble as such. I think I did stream this one, and went, yeah, that's pretty good. And to get one of their records, yeah, on my in my collection. I'd like to get the first one, to be honest. I mean, I think that, you know, being the late 70s, we might just have that nicer, funkier edge. But yeah, this is still, you know, pretty funky. Now, you'll notice it doesn't have HMV thing there, so I'm going to chase down the price. So the price was 1,700 yen, which was $14.97 Australian, plus the post, $18.47. So look, it's still below the $20 all up, which I'm happy with. But again, as I said, for this band, it is actually quite tricky to find them that inexpensive, to be honest. So I'm okay with that. I'm sure I'm going to get some value out of the Get Down Attack. Lovely. Okay, next up. All right, this next one, look, this is one of those ones that, look, I know it's not essential. I also know it's probably currently overrated. Yeah, I went there. I said it. I did pay for it in a way, you know. But look, to be honest, this one is the last one I think I need in a run of, in terms of collection, to be a completist for this great artist. This is not his best era by far, and I believe, yeah, this was his last album before he packed it in for quite a few years before coming back to the scene. Yeah, probably another 20 years later or whatever. But yeah, look, finally got it. Happy for it. That is Dennis Coffey and A Sweet Taste of Sin. Sweet Taste of Sin. Yes, now it says Dennis Coffey, I don't think it's trio, I think it's a group or something. I'm not sure if it says it there or here. Dennis Coffey, a band. I don't know if you can you can't see that. It's band. But anyway, Dennis Coffee Band. And I don't know if you noticed, sneaky cheeky, if you took your eyes off of her, burning into your soul, reading your thoughts, tempting you with sin. You will notice in the corner, promo, the gold stamp. So that's nice as well, I suppose. I'm going to get a nice promo. Now you'll see up here, before we turn around again, look, I would have got for 2600 at the 10%. We got very good plus for the cover and excellent minus. Original 78 US doesn't say a promo. Well, I don't think any of those things do. I don't know if it was listed as a promo when I bought it, to be quite honest. So hey, I don't mind a promo. As you know. Now, so yeah, 2600. So that was $22.89 plus post equals $26.35. So yeah, look, I would have liked to pay less for it, I'll be honest. But because it was bundling, hey, and it was there, I was like, yep, time to pull the trigger on this one. Even though it is a bit more sort of disco-y / clubby, does have some markings here. I've got a feeling it was a radio thing. It looks like a radio marking, and if it's a promo radio station. And we do have some other pen on here, which probably also indicates some notes for the DJs. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. This one got Mike Theodore on it somewhere, probably. I would say. Oh, well, there he's on the credits for some of the songs. So yeah, he's still working with Dennis Coffey, although I think this is a Dennis Coffey produced one, perhaps. It is on the Mighty Westbound label, but yeah, all the post awesome, pre-75 Funkadelic and Ohio Player stuff. This is when the label started to get more, disco-y, clubby cash-ins, which lent itself to this stuff. Now, let's have a look here. Yes, obviously Dennis Coffey on the lead. I just want to see if there's others I know. Bruce Nazarian, yes, and Eddie Willis. Cool, doing some rhythm. Now, just see if, produced by Dennis Coffey there, but not Mike Theodore. He would have been doing the other Westbound stuff at the time, like CJ and Co. Possibly Fantastic Four. But yeah, he was also still producing at this time. Now, I'm believing this is like 1978. Let's see. There's your Westbound. Yeah, there we go. 78. Shut the Gate. As I said, I'm pretty sure that's the last one that Dennis Coffey did for many, many years. He went back to the motor industry, in Motor City. It looks like a really nice copy. Again, I know it's not high on the needs list. Yes, I'm being a bit of a completist here, not very much so. But I've scratched that itch now and can move on. All right. Next up, something very different. Bit of left of centre here in terms of stuff I normally get, I suppose, every now and again. This is more than rock alley, maybe blues rock alley, I don't know. But classic album I've got here, and I managed to get it very inexpensively. So, it's the sort of thing that normally, costs a lot. This is not an original pressing. I don't care. It's a later pressing, but it's a nice one. It's a Japanese pressing. But hey, nice to have this in the collection too. And that is the Rolling Stones. Or Rolling Stones. There's no other. Let It Bleed. Yes. Now, what's this? 1969? Something like that. We're just at the end of the 60s. I believe. And yeah, you can see they've got the LAX, which is indicative of it being a Japanese pressing even there, but still got the London logo, the stereo flag. And yeah, this is post Brian Jones death. And so, yeah, interesting time for the band, but this was a big album and with some big songs. And look, even that, I mean, I don't know if this is just some aging, there's some marks, but it's still pretty rock solid. I think it's like a late 70s pressing. Yeah, you can see with the list. Look at that. We got like Give Me Shelter, Midnight Rambler. You can't always get what you want. Monkey Man. So look, pretty packed with cool songs here, and yeah, the cool. I do like the cake or whatever cover thing. Now, here we go. What we got down here? Yeah, so that's good. It's got the original date on there, 1969. I'm just pretty sure this is not a 69 Japanese pressing. I'm pretty sure it's like 70, maybe 79 or something, 78. I don't know. Yeah, spine's still in good condition. I'm pretty sure they did put on a song that I think Brian Jones may have played on, like recorded prior to being kicked out of the band or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's at least one, but that's about it from what I remember. Yeah. So, prime Stones era stuff. You want to know the price. I know you want to know for this. Because I think I did pretty well on this. And if I remember, yeah, the vinyl I think is in like very good plus condition or something. It's probably even better. That it was 1,600 yen, so like $14.08 Australian. So with the post, it was like $17.54. Didn't even crack the 20 all up. And yeah, look, yeah, there's a bit of staining or something, or aging. But I think it actually makes it look more authentic. Anyway, I don't know, that's just me justifying. But anyway, I think it's very reasonable for a Stones thing, even if it is the Japanese pressing. I'm sure it's going to be flawless anyway and not had some, dodgy person just smash playing it, while they're pissing it up or whatever. So yeah, I'm quietly confident. I don't know if it's got any inserts. I might have a crack in and have a look. I can't remember. Well, hey, it does. I had a feeling it's got this had an insert, and it's actually a little booklet. And as I was pulling out, just I did see it. I think it had a 1976, and yeah, that's just down there as well. So yeah, a few years later, what's that? 7 years later. But hey, this is kind of cool. So you can see here we've got a bit of a die cut here. Which is kind of cool. Now I'm just going to put it down here because I think it's a bit flippity floppity. Yeah, so that's cool. So Bics and notes in Japanese, but just from here, I don't think that's Mick Taylor at all. I think that's still Mr. Brian Jones there. So the photos for that part are not correct, unless that's a bit of history. And then we've got some lyrics in Japanese there, and then we come across and we've got, this is really nice. So we've got the English lyrics as well, and I think that there might be some, this is a Mick Taylor. Did I say Mick Taylor before? I hope I did. I think he's over in here. Yeah, I think that might be Mick there. Is it Mick? Possibly. Yeah. Anyway, I might be wrong, but yeah. So Mick Taylor obviously came in at the time for a few years before he went off the rails a bit, I think. Yeah, on guitar. So and it's back. So you notice there, this record should be played loud. Wow. Well, it'd be pretty hard in Japan with those apartments. It'd be annoying your neighbors unless they're like Rolling Stones. But anyway, so isn't that cool? That's really cool. Get that booklet as well with that. Yeah, you can see there. This is pretty solid thing still. Whoops, that was very nice. Okay. Enough of the Stones. Let's roll on. With an LP that I haven't listened to. I've got most of this artist's other, early 70s to mid 70s stuff, which is kind of cool. Very talented guy he was. But this, I believe, is like one of his first albums, if not the first. And that is the funky George Duke with Save the Country. I've been off this for a while to sort of complete a bit of a run. I think this one's originally from like 1970. Now, it's shown on the Pickwick label here, which is telling me this would be a reissue. I'm pretty sure this is a reissue from like 76, maybe, when he started to pick up a bit more notoriety and fame, maybe, I suppose. Yeah, popularity. But still, it's in a nice cover here. You can see there that it does have a bit of a bullet hole punch out. But the thing was, I don't know if this was touted as being an original, but we'll see, because Pickwick, he wasn't on Pickwick to start with, and I know that. I'm trying to remember what he was originally on. Was it MCA or United Artists? Maybe I'll have to have a look. But anyway, I would have got the 2300 price there. But you can see it's saying excellent minus, although I don't know with the cut part you'd say there's excellent minus, maybe very good plus. But the vinyl is, see here, it's saying US original 70. That they may have got wrong, to be honest. Now, I'm going to be a bit forgiving with Record City Japan, because look, this is still a US pressing, so I can get that some things would be a bit maybe harder for them to translate or understand. I'm happy to have the record. It's just, I'm just hoping I didn't just pay the OG price. Anyway, let's have a look here. Couple of covers, mostly got mostly originals, but it's got two Laura Nyro songs, which is interesting, and I believe she was a bit of an underrated artist as well. Although I think a lot of other people did her songs anyway. Some nice. We got some OGs there, and then obviously we got the obligatory Beatles song coming together. Yeah. Now, who is on this lovely thing? Well, let's have a look. We've got Ernie Watts. Tenor saxophone flute is probably the most well known of the others. I can't really tell you about the other people's on there. Yes, George Duke all over this, arranging and writing stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure too that the OG one has a different cover, maybe even more illustrated. So that's a little bit of a downer in one way. I mean, I'm very lucky to still have it. Oh yeah, there you go. So 1978. So maybe which is starting to pick up a bit of fame. Just trying to see who they've licensed this from. Yeah, not sure. Might have missed it. But yeah, it wouldn't have been Pickwick at all. Originally. Anyway, still in a nice condition. Still got the OG cover. I think they've just, for some reason, done this, cropped it, which I'm going to guess they've probably done that to be slack to cover up any original logos that might have been around using on the corner. And so they've just gone, well, let's put blue and put that down. Pretty sure the original did not have that stripe. And I think this stuff continued. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's not that bad. All up, let's have a look at pricings. So it was, the 2,300 yen, which came down to, for Aussie, $20.25, plus the post, $23.71. So, look, yes, it's a Pickwick one, but hey, I mean, sometimes you've got to give and take on these things. And I'm going to be okay with that. I could sort of kick up a fuss with them. Is it worth it for this? Probably not. With HMV, Japanese thing. So that's all right. I've got some other awesome bargains. Speaking of which, I'm going to crack into one right now. This one is a reissue copy of a Blue Note artist. But I think this this reissue came from, I think, the 90s, off the top of my head, maybe the late 90s or something. So it's a reissue, but not the most recent reissue. But that's okay by me, because again, this artist stuff usually is expensive, especially obviously the Blue Note output. And I'm trying to remember the original year of this stuff. I think it might be like mid 60s or something. Ooh, perhaps. And that is trumpeter Mr. Blue Mitchell. The Blue Mitchell Quintet under there. We're down with it. So he's down with it. Huh. On this interesting one I've never seen, Rare Groove Series Blue Note on that. I mean, they did the other series more recently, the classic series and all that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a 90s output. Let's have a look up here, what we can see. If there's any other clues on here. Yeah, 2,600 yen at the 10%. But look, excellent. So yeah, near mint. And I think because it's got this hype sticker, I think you can see there's an edge here that it's still in open seal. Yeah, I can see down there. So that'll be coming off, but hey, so that's hopefully kept it nice for me to, rip open, get down to the real goods. Now, let's have a look at the year. Well, I think there's a year-wise down here. There you go, 65 it was recorded. So smack dang in the middle of the 60s. Rudy Van Gelder, over ye to the ha. But yeah, there we go, 1997, Capitol Records, blah, 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 reissue. Cool. So let's see who we're down with too. The lineup I think is pretty interesting too. So Junior Cook, Chick Corea, making an appearance early on, pre Mars and pre everything else he did in the 70s. Gene Taylor bass and Al Foster drums. 6 songs, 3 and 3. Version of High Heel Sneakers. Interesting. Really cool. A couple of OGs by The Man, and a couple of William Boone. He was a man. He was a very, very, very fine man. Oh no, that's Daniel Boone. Yeah, what's there to say? So yeah, mid-60s. Sure, there's some nice cooking stuff in here with high heel sneakers and stuff. Maybe some modal stuff. Uh, good era. Good era for Blue Note as well, I must say. People started to stretch out and, develop their own styles. Yeah, and in Shrinky. How much all up? Yeah, I know I paid a little bit more for this, but I was okay with that. It wasn't too exorbitant. Price 2,600. Yeah, as I said, so that's $22.89 plus post, $26.35. So still fairly under the 30 all up, just over the 25. And some pretty nice minty stuff. Yeah. Even though it's a reissue, hey, it's almost like it's almost brand new in a way. Even though it's nearly 30 years old, this reissue. Wow. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Now, next up, this one is a bit of a sort of obscure one. I've had on my list for a while, been curious. Never streamed it. Never sampled it, such, to have a listen. Purely going off a couple of things here to get it. But yeah, it's an odd time for this, which will all make sense in a minute. We've got an ensemble of sort of lots of legends here, but we're hitting about 1983, possibly 82. 82, 83. It's around there. And it's on a label that kind of was pretty much defunct by then. It was just, I don't know why it's on this label. It's just hanging on. They put out a couple things in the early 80s, but I still went and got it. And I don't even know if this was, possibly it wasn't released in the US. Might have been, but yeah, maybe not to a lot of fanfare. And that is Studio Trieste. Now, it's billed to three cool peoples here. Chet Baker, Jim Hall, and Hubert Laws. So, I mean, Chet gets first billing there. Maybe because it's alphabetical. Baker, Hall, Laws. Possibly. Yeah, that's interesting. But it is on a CTI. Now, as I said, it's probably 1982, possibly 83. I think I saw something over here. There we go. Saying 82 there. And I don't know why there's a... I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. 82 there, but I don't know why there's a 3 and a 4. But anyway. Very early 80s. So, CTI by this time was mostly non-existent. I thought it either was going out of business or getting sold. I don't know. People would jump ship by the late 70s. Creed Taylor, I thought he'd stop, but I don't know how this came about. You can see here, obviously, Japanese press with the AB still intact. Still fetched a fair price back in the day as well there. But this thing looks like it's in really cracking condition, eh? Really lovely. And I think it might be a gatefold fair. Yes, it is. Which we'll have to have a squizzy at in a minute. The back is quite minimalist there. But again, if we go in here, it's just listing a ton of artists. Let's get the shiny stuff. So yeah, obviously we've talked about the first three. Kenny Barron. I'm not know who George Dalto is, or Sammy Figueroa, or Figueroa, I should say. Maybe heard it, but Steve Gadd's there. Gary King. George Mraz has turned up in some things, and then there is, yes, Mr. Red Clay coverer, Jack Wilkins. Yes, of that very expensive album with the Freddie Hubbard cover. That Jack Wilkins on a guitar. Well, it seems to have an... Is that an asterisk or is that just a mark? So I'm going to crack this open so we can have a gander inside. So I've just shifted the OB over because it was covering up the text and pictures just for convenience sake. The OB is advertising mostly some of the older CTI stuff, except for maybe that one there, which I don't have. I think, yeah, Jim Hall. That might be a later one. So that's interesting. And yeah, see here we've got some cool photos of the gang here. And track listings there. So we've got 4 stretched out songs, which is interesting. Swan Lake, All Blues, Malagueria, and Django. And yeah, we've got the listings there, the personnel, and then I'm pretty sure I just saw the corner something about 1980. Yeah, there. So recorded March, April 1982. So I would, comfortably say that this was released sometime later that year, in 82, maybe not 83. Yeah, so we've got Creed Taylor as on production there, which would make sense. Of course, it would make sense. But I did also squeeze over here, which is very nice. It was Van Gelder Studios, engineered by Van Gelder still. So, yay, hey, for that, hey. That's really cool. So this will be an interesting one. Look, CTI, I'm a CTI loyalist in a way. That's why I got it. And because of the personnel. Even though it is early 80s, I thought I'd give that a crack, Jack. Because, yeah, it's a nice thing. I never really see it outside of the Japanese listings. I think I might have seen it like once listed on Dusty Groove. Now, let me see if I can find some pricings. Okay, so the price was very nice too. I've seen this for a lot more. So I got this for a good cracking price, 1,200 yen, so like $10.56 Australian, plus the post at like $14 and 2 whole Australian Earth cents. So $14 posted home. And this really lovely, look at the condition, that's really nice. You can definitely see with the outer plastic off. And I'm pretty sure the vinyl is in cracking condition too. With the OB that people get very excited about. Anyway, yeah, there you go.